Hello and welcome to another episode of The Creative Jam. I'm your co-host Jack. Sitting next to me we've got
Simon.
And he's back. He's back after 2 weeks.
Welcome. I need some fanfare.
Matthew.
Hello.
Calling in from Chester.
All the way.
Matt, how have you been? 2 weeks, we've missed you.
All right.
The listeners have missed you.
Yeah. I'm glad the listener has missed me. It's been just been a mad couple of weeks. Everything that could go wrong, going wrong. One of those. One of those lovely periods of stress.
Trying to stay on top of it.
Trying to explain automatic cars to a 70-year-old man. Lots of that excitement.
Lots of layman terms going on.
Yeah, lots of...
You press go, car go vroom.
Pretty much. I think I spent half an hour trying to tell him how to turn the car on.
And you can't...
I can't drive. I can't drive, no. I know absolutely nothing about cars, so it's basically
that whole situation and everyone involved. It'll be a happy ending, I'm sure.
Even
though no one can drive.
Why don't you just build like this to him and say, you know what, Dad, fucking hell, 4 doors for more whores, get this one.
And he'll understand that one. Really,
Of course you will.
He'll be like, oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Mum wasn't happy with it, but that was the ethos. But yeah, I'm back. I'm here. I'm in attendance.
He is. Well, we're glad to have you back. Simon, what you been up to?
What have I been up to? Fucking hell. As I ask that question, I forget. What have I been doing? Painting, actually. I'm going to paint this week, which is great.
You've been pretty productive, actually.
I actually have, yeah. We got the artwork sorted, which I've seen. So yeah, it's been good.
Okay, so there's one, yeah.
Very
pretty
artwork.
Simon has created the artwork for the podcast this week. Only 7 weeks in. So, we got a name about 4 weeks in.
No, man.
We've got artwork 7 weeks in. We got a jingle about 2 weeks in.
We're speeding up now.
Yeah.
I think we're accelerating now.
Yeah, and hopefully
the
technical difficulties that we've had for the past weeks is solved. We can't tell.
If I sound beautifully crystal clear, then you'll know. If I sound muffled and like I'm underwater, then
no, you sound good.
You sound good, but
then we'll try next week.
It's the false
time will tell
pretenses we enter when we don't realise until the edit.
I think I've sounded good week on week until we've heard something in the background.
Yeah. But you sent a test of
fingers crossed
your current setup a week ago and it sounded good, so we're rolling with that. We've got a new audio interface setup for any audio techies out there. We're streaming through Adobe Audition now instead of just collecting random raw files and putting them in Premiere. Putting them in Premiere because we were matching the video content because we are on a Zoom call. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We've got presets going. We can hear the music on our end. So once you do come over in person to the studio, it'll all be all professional
once
stuff.
Once the plague is over.
The plague.
Once the plague is over,
COVID's really fucking me up right now.
Oh God, yeah. So I heard today it's been another day of over 3,000 cases.
Yeah. You know what? I ban COVID talk for today's podcast.
I was going to say, it's going to snowball. I don't want to talk about it.
It's a solid.
Fuck it.
I reckon listeners will not want to hear it. They'll want to...
Even I don't want to be honest. I fucking be asked
I want to hear this.
But it's alright.
Do you know what? It's everywhere.
Hey, but
it's a tricky one because it's the news, isn't it? There's nothing else to talk about.
There's no escape. Yeah, exactly.
But the main thing, though,
there's no escaping it. But
the main thing is having fun, aren't we, guys? So
we're having fun with the virus.
Not with the virus now. We're having fun in general. The virus? What virus? Well, that's pretty much everyone's feeling like right now, isn't it? What virus? That's what it seems like, anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Swiftly moving on.
Oof. Yeah, the artwork. Simon
Moving
did a
on.
cracking job
Art.
of it. Explain your thought process, because you basically just
You know
whipped
what?
it up
It's just
with like
exactly
a few.
in the
like,
morning.
we came up with a few kind of. We brought a few ideas to the table,
Yeah.
and then
Doodles.
Well, this is
literally
it.
overnight, Simon just created this masterpiece.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. It's alright. You know what? It's the funny thing is, sometimes, you know, you can really think about something for time and time and time, but best thing, you know, ever think about when you're doing something personal, you know, you can spend weeks, years, months, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, you know what I mean? Trying to do it. But at the same time, you know, what is it there for? The functionality of it was simply, like you said, bright and bold, creative jam, okay? A jar, because it looked cool anyway, you know? We're going to make things from that, you know? The concept basically is just, you know, keep it simple, keep it bright and colourful, and just make it look nice. You know, make it visually interesting. That's all you need to do with stuff like this. There's no point trying to overthink it. So that's the thing. That's why it took so quick.
That's what we have. We have those beams of colours shining from the jam jar.
We do. I think it's also important to, you know, stand out a little bit from the crowd of
Oh, absolutely.
the podcast sphere.
Yeah.
When you're searching
yeah.
for a podcast, that, you know, you kind of gotta judge what's out there and have something that does stand
purely
out.
imagery and stuff as well. It doesn't really, it doesn't really sit well with me. It's a bit like, you know, like you say, it's like obviously the same thing about the white posters on a fly poster wall. You know, stands out the most because, you know, it's different. Most of the podcast artwork is generally just, you know, pictures and people like, oh, look at me. But like you said, no
People
one
cramming
cares.
a lot in there as well.
Oh yeah,
In that little
absolutely.
small square.
Exactly. What's the point? You can't even see it anyway.
Yeah.
What's the size of a podcast artwork on Spotify? Like probably like 400 by
Spotify
400.
artwork is about 4,000 by
Yeah, that's what you
4,000,
upload it as.
something
But in terms of you look at it on a small screen, it's
Oh.
tiny. You know what I mean? So
like that. Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? It's like the equivalent of postage stamps, isn't it? But
Yeah,
no
good
one
point.
like, yeah. Like people, it's amazing with modern artwork for people who don't buy records and things like that they're actually only ever consuming it on
yeah, true.
like something minuscule.
Yeah, man. Well, that's probably the future as well, isn't it? In terms of like people, like we buy vinyl and we buy, you know, not CD anymore, but you know,
Yeah.
we buy vinyl basically. So we like the artwork and stuff. We quite like
Yeah.
that, don't we? About music and album covers. But what about the future generation? Do you reckon
Yeah,
vinyl's going to die
absolutely.
out and be like, oh, how important is artwork? You see some shit stuff. Let's be honest, and like
don't know, 'cause-
modern design for artwork, album covers and stuff.
Yeah.
Some really shit things.
It's interesting. It's interesting though because vinyl did die out and then resurged. So I don't know if it's here to stay now after that
Well,
resurgence.
It's a bit like pickled onion
Or-
Monster Munch.
Yeah, I'm just to get it in there. Sign
Has
painting
that
too.
made a big
yeah.
comeback?
I don't know.
Well, it died, didn't it? And then
Is
it
that
came
what all
back
the
in it came back in a purple packet. The new like design.
oh,
Didn't it?
did it?
Are all the is that what all the Gen Z kids are doing?
Well, no,
Just-
this was like
Just
10
all
years
the
ago.
Gen Z kids on the pickled onion.
That's not
Monster
modern. 10 years ago isn't modern.
Was
Well,
it?
maybe it is, to be fair.
No, I was using an example of something that
In-
was
in
around,
my-
then
in-
it died off, and then it came back again.
I see.
In my head, pickled onion Monster Munch have always been there.
Yeah, I thought it was well, but maybe that's what it is, subliminal, isn't
Well,
it?
you're probably keeping them in business.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Maybe. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Not a big fan. The smell knocked me for 6.
Really?
Yeah, that's the charm, though, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's just-
smell of pickled onion Monster Munch.
Nah, Flamin' Hot though. Flamin' Hot's the best one.
It's like
No, beef.
Fuck off. Beef,
Yeah.
horrible.
nah,
fuck-
roast beef.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
roast beef.
Yeah.
As
Flamin'
the,
hot.
as the,
Are you still-
the vegan in the
this-
corner, the roast beef is so good.
Is this still how you're getting your vegan meat fix?
It is, yeah. Like, I just...
Yeah.
Because right, are there any people out there that are on a plant-based diet? Is a hack for you. Not that I'm always craving meat, but it's a nice flavour.
If can you call it a plant-based diet if you live off crisps? Is that
I don't live off crisps.
No.
It's just, something in my diet. Like, I mean, I do love a big bag of crisps on my lunch break.
Oh yeah. Unless someone comes and can I have one of them? Can I? No.
I'm like the crisp connoisseur, but it's quantity over quality for me.
are.
So I'll get the £1 like massive bags every day. But then the problem with that is
I think
people will start like lingering around your desk, like, oh, can I just put my grubby little sweaty hand in your bag and grab some crisps, please? And I'm like, listen, back off.
Yeah.
I went out to Tesco to get these, you didn't.
Yeah.
In university, I'd always be like, I'd open Jack's cupboard by mistake, and I'd just be avalanched by crisps.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Because he'd insist that a 6-pack is better value than just getting the 1 packet with you.
To be honest, he's got good point. He's got a great point. I'm a big crisp fan as well.
He has got a point.
Chocolate, I'm not overly fussed on, but crisp, crisp is savory, isn't it?
Guy.
Yeah, man, absolutely. There's more bang for your buck with bag of crisp, isn't it?
Just loads more variety.
Yeah.
And
more rewarding, isn't it?
There's fun in every bag.
There is.
I had some really nice like Polish crisps last night.
Oh, right.
They were like, do you know? I know. they were from a farm shop that for some reason sells Polish crisps.
All right. That's double hit.
If it's any like Claremont Farm, for instance, their whole workforce is, well, don't get me on record, but a lot of the workforce is Polish. So maybe they've just kind of like introduced their own crisps into.
It makes sense, doesn't it? Honestly, they're probably better.
This is as English as can be, but for some reason Polish crisps. But they've got two. They've got one which are Wotsits, but they're peanut flavored.
Oh, fucking hell!
What?
That sounds crazy.
Really good. And another is like chipsticks. Do you remember the little thin, tiny crispy chipsticks?
Yeah.
Hot and spicy flavour.
Right, I need some of them.
Chipsticks.
I need some of them.
That would throw me off because I'd be so used to that chipstick being like the saltiest thing I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. Pure and
vinegar.
Most vinegary thing you've ever had in your life as well. Like it sucks your face right in. Like, but now the peanut Wotsits were a revelation.
But then they're basically like the shape of a peanut, so you might as well have a bag of peanuts.
True.
That's the point, but now you've got the joy of a Wotsit in there as well.
Melts in your mouth, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, going back to the vegan hack. A lot of meat flavored crisps are vegan because they're just like onion powder and that. So I'm trying to think of a few favorites. I mean, most bacon rashes are cool.
Yeah.
Those wheat crunchies, they're good.
Yeah,
they're like some kind of meaty kind of thing.
They're a really strong meaty flavour as well, aren't they, to get out of something that's it's not meat.
Yeah. So
what Jack does is he just like crumbles smoky bacon crisps onto any vegetables he eats, and
into really thin lines.
Yeah. My bacon butties are just bacon frazzles on bread.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
It's just a nice flavour, isn't it?
The thing that surprised me about like something vegan, like treats basically, Oreos being vegan.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm not a massive Oreo fan. No.
I know, but why are they vegan? What's the cream made out of? Like coconut or something?
Probably, yeah.
Mad,
must be.
Yeah.
Just doesn't look like it's
the
vegan,
one that
or taste like it really. I don't know.
I remember the one that got us is when you picked up a Twinkie and realised it's got beef in it.
What?
Oh yeah. So I've been warned very early days that like the American sweets section and Tesco and stuff like that. It's all American treats and foods and sweets and snacks and that is just loads of like
that's crazy
meat fats and stuff like that.
Well, their regulations probably aren't very great, are they, in terms of what you can put in stuff? Like they probably have some horrible shit over there.
It's crazy.
Well, they don't use sugar; they use corn syrup in everything.
Corn syrup? What's that then? Is it like a really concentrated sugar?
Yeah, it's really bad for you.
Wow.
Like the dangers of corn syrup are much higher than just eating sugar.
Really? Fucking
yeah.
They say the death toll on corn sugar is higher than the coronavirus.
Is that legit or? No.
I was
gonna say I'm gullible as fuck, so anything you say I will believe. I'm gonna tell you, hey mum, get on this. You know, in America they die of corn syrup. I'll be like, oh really? Yeah.
The corn syrup pandemic.
Lies.
Well, it seems to be every week we have a topic and then we just don't even touch it.
Yeah.
We're on crisp chat now.
What's the
crisp chat? Well, we were saving crisp chat for like a guest, weren't we? Really?
I think crisp chat was going to be episode 100, if I remember rightly.
We're going to Gary Lineker.
Yeah, get Gary Lineker on.
How'd you get that
He's just signed a new deal with BBC.
Is he actually? That's good. That's good news.
Yeah,
it's even better.
He's taken
Go on, sorry.
He's taken a pay cut
really?
23%.
Well, he's like the highest earner, isn't he? By far.
He's taken a pay cut of 23%, but he's still the highest earning presenter on BBC.
Well, there you go.
The whole BBC, the whole
so, like,
thing.
BBC, like, it's every year, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because the wages are public. Every year there's like a massive uproar because it's not equal enough, you know, quality. And, like, it's not.
Well,
they're not
he's on
diversifying it.
He's on 1.7, and I think the highest earning female is Zoe Ball on 1.2.
Wow.
I saw there's like a new boss, I think, in charge of BBC, and he's clamping down on what I thought was interesting. He's clamping down on like cross pollination between like talent. So like, you know, Lineker's on BT and that as well.
Yeah.
And there's loads on the whole like BBC football team, like Genius,
Who else is on there?
Ian Wright, etc. Like they feature on other shows and that because it's
Danny
lucrative.
Murphy.
Danny Murphy. They feature on other channels or whatever because you know they get paid for it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he said that this new boss is like he's clamping down on it. Basically,
It makes sense because obviously everyone needs to own some kind of IP, I guess. Same as like you got like Netflix originals, you know, Prime originals, even BT and Sky, the way they fight each other and stuff. Like, you know, it's almost like it's what you offer, isn't it? The good presenters. Because let's be honest, what we'd rather hear conversation-wise, Michael Owen on BT, which he is or was, or someone on BBC even. Everyone's better than Michael Owen. Fuck.
I mean, you run the risk of them just leaving because, you know, Lineker's, for instance, is getting Champions League football on BT.
True.
Which is great for him.
Does he really care though?
Well, he's got to make a decision on whether he wants that, and he's probably paid quite handsomely for that. Or if he ever had that binary choice, or BBC where he did Match of the Day. But BBC, he's much bigger, and he presents or did present the golf, the sports personality awards, stuff like that. So
Who, Lineker?
yeah.
Did the golf as well?
He used to always do the
segments
the
and
Open.
stuff. Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
Didn't know that. That's crazy.
Did you hear the other thing that the BBC new boss wants to cramp down on? Which is left-wing comedy.
Oh, right.
Really?
Yeah, apparently lots of left-wing comedy shows are going to be facing tougher scrutiny.
Wow.
But I think it's very difficult because when you've part of the job of political comedy is to act as like a check and a counter to whatever's in power. So I think it naturally swings from left to right depending on who's in charge. So it's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a very hard thing to achieve.
And, you know, you go back to comedy, that is also a creative outlet. So I'm bringing it back to the podcast today. And,
beautiful.
It's politics.
Beautiful.
Politics malarkey.
And creatives tend to be left wing. So
in general,
that's just
especially comedians tend to be left wing.
Exactly. That is just proven in stats. So like,
you know, if
what you do there, like don't.
Yeah, something tells me that having a right wing comedian on telly will not go down well anymore. Having a Jim Davidson special is not gonna pull.
Or who's that Scouse guy who really old and dated now, and he's
John Bishop?
No, he's just basically a racist now.
Oh, there's probably a few.
There's many of them.
Scouser?
Jimmy or Tarbuck.
I'm not massive on comedians, to be fair, so I wouldn't know.
Is Jimmy Tarbuck still alive? Yeah, I know.
Well, look at what's the very famous one? What's his fucking name?
Roy Chubby Brown is the most famous.
Roy Chubby Brown,
racist.
yeah, man. Yeah.
That might be him. That might be him I'm referring to. Sorry,
absolutely.
Jimmy Tarbuck. I'm calling you racist.
You know, he's racist, fuck him.
But I remember I was like, go on, Matt, go on.
Listening to a Roy Chubby Brown gig is the worst thing you could ever do to yourself. It's just vile.
I suppose you got like not racist as such, but you got people like what's the Scottish fella? Oh, the name's opposite my tongue.
Frankie Boyle.
Frankie Boyle, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's ruthless. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I feel like he's probably got an open palate though. He's
that's what I'm saying.
But I went
racist,
to a
crazy
one of the guys that came up was just basically a racist and was like making terrible racist jokes.
Hot water or?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's
And
interesting.
it was painful, and it was like a comedy show is weird because like even if someone's bad, you tend to like fake laugh just to like get them through it kind of thing. But when he was like pulling them off, I think I was with Lottie at the time, my girlfriend, and we literally just like looked at each other like, this is not on. Like I'm not gonna like laugh as a stand. It was just like super racist, like and like xenophobic, and like and just like not even. I hate like unintelligent comedy and like you just basically like making a racist remark thinking it's a joke or an insult or whatever, and it's like it's just not funny anyway. So not only are you racist, you're just not funny.
I wonder why you can't put them jokes in sets and stuff. Like, what makes them think this would be funny? I don't know.
But you kind of he did get laughs though because he tapped into like a certain demographic. Yeah, that was in there. But my favorite comedy films are like ones that are like awkward and a little bit intelligent in the way they do it, like you know, Napoleon Dynamite and stuff like that. So like that's completely different to a like Seth Rogen comedy, for instance, or like you know a Chubby Brown show. So it's a tricky one.
It's interesting as well because you can. I think there's that idea that you can't joke about race and culture, but you just have to do it intelligently, and especially
in a funny way. I mean, not just an outright offensive way, isn't it?
Especially as well, you know, if you have some cultural perspective to actually bring to the table, then it makes for good work. Like it's there's a famous quote. There's a famous quote about comedy that comedy is punching upwards. So if you're someone of a privileged position who is then making fun of race and punching down, that's not cool. But if you are a minority and you're making jokes about race, your own race, like the kind of struggles you have with culture and things like that, then that can be used pretty good as a comedy device. But punching down is never. I suppose
it's like if you think about Dave Chappelle, like the way Dave Chappelle. I've only seen a few of his things, but he's quite very he's good at kind of, putting race into the picture or make it a comedy. Have you seen some of the sets before?
Yeah.
I can't think of examples, but like off the top of my head, but he's very good at kind of, owning that and being like, racism's fucking awful,
and
basically.
He's a provocateur, and that is also really important in comedy because comedy is always push the boundaries of what can be said and that. But
there's
like
really
Matt said,
one,
there needs to be an intelligence behind it.
That's it.
What you're saying.
People like Richard Pryor and Chris Rock, I think, have been essential in showing in actually helping people understand race from especially in their case black people's perspectives, but
especially when they've got a whole crowd of white people telling the joke too.
Yeah, exactly.
I was listening to Lenny Henry on a podcast not long ago actually. It might have been Louis Theroux's, I'm not sure. Nice. But he was talking about his early days as a stand-up comedian and in a very racist UK in the 70s. And he was the pioneer basically. He was like one of the only, if not the only black comedian on the circuit and eventually on TV. And he was saying that like the whole crowd was white and he had to, in making other people uncomfortable and his kind of like family and that, he had to like make jokes of himself and kind of make racist jokes about himself and that because it made the people laugh. But then after a while he kind of learned how to teach them like what's good and what's not as well. So like he would make jokes which were kind of acceptable within like the black community and let white people, like he was almost educating them as well and saying that like this is okay that we find this funny in a way. But then he would also be like, he would have little analogies in his set or whatever where like it's just he would make it clear that it's not okay to like say the n-word and stuff. And then the crowd start to sympathize with him or relate, not really relate to him, but and
can
then
you
like, he was basically educating them at the same time.
Can you imagine the balls though to at that time go into working men's clubs and things like that? Because it's not like there was it's not like there was a scene for black people who love, you know, it's not like there were black comedy clubs in the UK. It was all working men's clubs. Like
it's a fascinating interview or whatever it was. I'm pretty sure it's through his podcast series he did. You know, he's talking about how like when he was making jokes about himself, which is a classic comedy trait.
Yeah.
He'd go back to his family and they'd just be like, what the fuck, like don't talk about like our heritage and stuff like that. They were very proud people, but then they quickly changed their tune when he was bringing in money to the family.
Mad.
And they were like, oh, you're so funny and all that, blah blah, and it's like, yeah, it's funny. We're firing on all cylinders, guys. You know, we got the artwork, got the name, got the music, we got hopefully the tech all done.
Got me in attendance.
Got all three of us to Holy Trinity. And it only took 7 weeks.
Only.
Good things come to those who wait.
Perfect practice makes perfect.
Podcast.
Perfect practice makes perfect. Polish
practice makes
peanut.
Is this Bjorka, but all fucking absolutely arsehole of you about the sounds of things?
No, I remember. So you got the phrase "practice makes perfect."
Oh shit!
But Simon's just
I've just jammed everywhere,
all over my
desk. It came up quick.
But I remember
see the vein in Jack's forehead.
I remember a teacher saying to me in like year 6, like, "No, it's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect," and that's always stuck with me. But I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Don't understand it. No, that doesn't make sense, mate.
It doesn't.
Yeah, my head's fucked over here.
He used to chat and shit, and he's.
How'd you practice perfectly?
Oh, I don't know.
It's counterintuitive, isn't it? Because like,
I'm sorry, you've lived your life on a lie.
Yeah, because the whole point of practice is that it's not perfect.
You're not perfect. Yeah. You're getting there. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna confront him wherever he is, Mr. Chowan.
Yeah, let's go find him.
He actually changed his career from a teacher to a comedian.
Oh,
funnily enough.
I'm not surprised.
From New Zealand, and he like came in towards the end. Honestly, probably the best teacher I've ever had in my life. And he taught us all how to play rugby, and like we did the hacker.
Oh, that's sick.
Like on tables and stuff, and
that's sick.
It was really cool.
I have a theory though that sometimes the best teachers are just ones with really good accents. Because I had a Canadian teacher. I had a Canadian teacher, and he was one of my favourite teachers. So I think it might be down just to wanting to listen to their accent.
Oh man, don't break it for me.
Yeah, sorry to ruin the mystery.
There's also the thing of if they're a great teacher to you, it only meant that they were like popular. It doesn't make them a great teacher. You know, the great teachers are probably like the stern ones and the ones you dislike.
Yeah. One of mine was really good though. My economics teacher. He was great. Just didn't follow a lesson plan. We'd talk about like politics and economics for half the lesson, and then at the end he's like, "Oh shit, we were meant to learn about this."
Oh no.
But we learnt about it through like actually talking about what was going on in the world. So I came away from his classes much more like world wise.
That's cool. Because you probably don't get that anywhere else.
Nah, exactly. Nowadays it's not like that. So back in my day,
back in 2005.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, guys. That's episode 7, locked and loaded, and we will see you again next week. As always, I actually won't be here next week, so I'm on holiday. I'm traveling to York on the Tuesday, so it's just you guys if you can get it set up. Be nice to have.
We can try.
Be nice to have a different dynamic. Be nice for the audience. The listeners to not hear my voice.
Just me and Simon cobbling together a podcast.
I want to listen to that.
Pretty much. We probably do a good one, yeah, to be fair. Like, you know, sort of football and stuff.
Give the people what they want.
Football. Because you haven't got like listeners now, it'd be good to be like, oh, what do you want to hear? But that's down the line, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
That's down the line.
It's gonna be exceptionally loose.
What we're gonna do is get some bevies in and talk proper shit. Just how it should be.
About Jack,
actually.
About,
haven't we been doing that every week anyway?
True, yeah, very true.
Yeah, it's true.
But more shit
Yeah,
than usual. I'm in the mood for talking proper shit though this time.
It could be like, do you know, like Channel 4 has that version of Hollyoaks, like After Dark.
Yeah. Well, always tanks and no one watches it, yeah. Right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We've been the Creative Jam.
Yep.
And 3 Collective.
Mm-hmm.
You've been
All
awesome.
of the above.
Mm-hmm. Sleep tight.
Good night.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
I won't say good night because it might be 7 a.m. when someone
You might be
listens.
listening to
Either
this
way,
in
have a
the
kip.
morning.
Fuck it.
Either way, have a kid. Fuck it. Wise words from Simon Merritt.
Yeah.
That's what everyone
If
does.
you're listening to this on the commute to work, then
Mm-hmm. Fall asleep on the tube or train
Have a
or
kip.
just
bus.
get off wherever you wake up.
Just not at the wheel. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. That's bad
Just
advice.
nuzzle up next to whoever you're next to.
And if nobody, you know,
But
Pillow will
social
do.
distance.
social. Yeah, exactly. Always social distance.
Abiding by a social distance. Yeah.
Nice. Well, we'll see you later, guys. Goodbye.